Hi, my friends. Welcome to Summer Enrichment. I am one of your tour guides. I'm Miss Tina, and I will be bringing you on a wonderful adventure through the world of science. Science is magical. Through science, you get to explore, you get to experiment, you get to create, you get to think, you get to just be creative and try and come up with different ways to do things. You get to have fun, get your hands dirty, get your hands really into something, and just make things happen. That's the best part about being a scientist, is you get to fully immerse yourself, which means you cover yourself completely in whatever you're doing. You use your mind to think, you use your hands to touch, you use all your senses. You're constantly using every part of your body to learn and to explore and to create. So for the next 4 weeks, we are going to be doing some really cool stuff, and I'm so excited to show you guys everything that we're going to be doing. Every week we will be reading a story. Miss Karen's going to be reading you a fantastic story. And by now, you guys know that this week's story is Jack and the Beanstalk. And Jack and the Beanstalk is a really great tale about a little boy who is told to go out and sell the family cow. And he's supposed to get some gold or some money for her. But what does he get instead? Magic beans. He goes out and he sells the family cow for some magic beans. Well, guess what? Is mom happy? If you know the story, no way. She gets mad and she throws them out the window. And what grows? A beanstalk. And that beanstalk, Jack finds out when he climbs it, leads up to a castle in the sky. And who's in that castle? A giant. So what we're going to do for our little bit of science learning experiment is we're going to do a little bit of planting. And everybody knows how to plant. You take seeds, you get some dirt, and you put them together, and you have to do certain things to help your plant grow. You need water, you need sunlight, and plants like to be sung to. So if you sing to your plant, I guarantee you it's going to grow even taller than it would have if you didn't sing to it. So pick a good song, sing as loudly as you can, and help your beanstalk grow. So for this experiment, you will need your magic beans that you got in your packet. Hopefully mommy or daddy soaked them overnight, and that starts the process of germination, which basically means it's going to help the seeds to open up and sprout. Because right now the shells are really hard, and what the water will do is kind of soften it up a little bit. So it's not so hard, it's a little bit more, not mushy, but softer. You're going to need some kind of container to plant in. Now you can either have a cup, you can have a Tupperware container. If you happen to have a little pot, mine's actually decorated with all kinds of little Sesame Street stickers. And you will need some potting soil or some dirt. You will need, like I said, those beans. I'm soaking them right now. They've been soaking overnight. And you're going to need just a spoon and, of course, your hands. So let's get ready to plant. First thing we're going to do is you are going to take your container and you are going to fill it with dirt. Now make sure it's not overflowing. You want to get it right up to the top, but you need enough room so that you can dig in it a little bit and put your seeds in. So we're just going to, let me move my camera down a little bit so you guys can see. We're just going to take a couple spoonfuls of dirt and we're going to put it in the container nice and easy. Now again, if we make a mess, messes happen, it's perfectly fine. But just try and get as much of the dirt in the pot as possible. And this is a good way to practice your hand-eye coordination, which means you're looking at what you're doing and your hand is keeping steady and it's making its way all the way to the pot without spilling all over the table. So as soon as you think you have enough, you're going to kind of pat it down and it's going to look like that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get ready to plant our soaked beans. So depending on how many beans you want to use, that's completely up to you. I did put a couple in your packets because not every single bean will sprout. Not every bean will grow. Some of them are what we call duds, and it just means that they are not going to grow the way we would have hoped they would. So for every bean you want to plant, you're going to take your finger and you are going to poke a hole into the dirt. Now make it pretty deep down because we want to get it down as far as possible. Because when it starts to sprout, the stalk is going to go up and the roots are going to come down. Roots are basically like straws. And what those roots do is they drink up all the water and they take in all of the nutrients, which are the healthy things that a plant needs to grow. So I have 4 in my container, so I'm going to make 4 holes with my finger. So I'm going to stick like that, and I'm going to kind of swirl it around so I make a good hole. You see one? And I'm going to do another one over here. And where's another good spot? Right here. And another one over here. And depending on how soft your soil is, it's going to move all around. So just be patient and do the best you can. That's all we want. If you're having fun and you're doing your best, I'm super proud of you. So you're going to take your beans, you're going to put them in, push them all the way down, and then just kind of push the dirt to bury it in. Next one, push it down into that hole, and bury it down. Another one, push it in, bury it. And my last one. So I'm going to have 4. So I'm hoping at least 2 of them will sprout. And it's done. So we want to make sure we cannot see the seeds. And your hands are going to be dirty. It's perfectly fine. You're going to wash them when you're done, I promise. So mine are done. And now the rest of the water that I used to soak the beans, I'm actually just going to pour it on top because 2 very important things that plants need to grow. They need sunlight and they need water. So make sure you water your beans. And hopefully you're going to get a beanstalk growing. And also, you're going to find a nice sunny spot for this to be. If it's going to be on maybe in a kitchen window, maybe outside, just make sure it is covered so that in case we do have some rainy days, it's not super, super soaked because too much water is not good for your plants either. Now, this is your finished product. Congratulations. You just planted some magic beans. And you will need this cup of magic beans for Miss Karen's art project on Thursday. So bring this along with all of your art pieces, and we are actually going to make this into a castle in the sky stalk. So it's going to be really fun. So thanks for joining me for this little science experiment exploring. Not everything is an actual experiment. Sometimes it's just us using our hands and really getting into basically what we're doing and having a good time figuring out why things happen, what happens, how it happens. So we just saw how we plant beans, and now hopefully over the next couple of days, weeks, we're going to observe, which means watch, as these plants, these beans, start to sprout and hopefully grow. So make sure you keep your eyes on these beans because it's not going to happen right away. You have to be patient and you have to keep watching. And when your beans sprout, please let me know, send me pictures because I cannot wait. And hopefully these beans will sprout up to the castle in the sky and maybe you can climb up to meet your own giant. All right, so I will see you guys on Zoom on Tuesday and Thursday. Have fun planting and we'll see how this goes. I'm so happy you guys are joining us and I can't wait to have even more fun with you. All right, bye.